In today's Reddit cheating story, OP and his fiancée seem to have a very strong relationship, at least until she gets an offer to go to the USA for a postgraduate course. Once she gets there, things quickly escalate, risking everything she has built up over the years with OP. While long-distance relationships are tough, things are made even harder as OP's fiancée brought her party-loving friend along for the ride. To find out how this story ends, get yourself a coffee and grab a bowl of popcorn so we can get into it. Me and my fiancée, Jane, have been together for 6 years, and we've never been in a major fight or had any disagreements. She was the one for me, which is why I chose to propose to her a year ago. Recently, she got an offer from her college for post-graduation studies, and it'd last about a year. She only had to pay half the price because of her high GPA, and while we both come from above middle-class families, we're not extremely rich, but somewhere in between. I didn't agree or feel comfortable with her being gone for a full year in a foreign country, and I wanted to go with her, but due to being self-employed, I couldn't leave for an extended period of time. Everyone is counting on me to be there, so I couldn't vanish for a year. My fiancée kept pushing, saying how this will be amazing for her career, how I could visit her, and that she wouldn't be able to do this after getting married. I eventually agreed to her going because I didn't want her to regret anything or think that I held her back. She went to the USA 2.5 months ago, but something wasn't right, and I could sense it 2 months before she left. My fiancée went with her best friend, Eliana, and she applied for the course after finding out that my partner was going. Unlike my fiancé, though, Eliana had a poor GPA, so she had to pay the full price, but she didn't want to miss out on going to the USA and having some fun. I was very uncomfortable with my girlfriend traveling with Eliana because she's a bad influence, loves to party, and can't keep herself out of trouble. After telling my fiancé this, we had our first big fight, and she went on about the fact that she's already paid for everything. I offered to pay her back, but she refused and said that I shouldn't be worried about her hanging out with Eliana because she will be focused on her studies. I agreed and kept my mind busy from thinking about any dark thoughts, but it was hard as Eliana was engaged before and cheated on her partner, which is why I don't really like her. Whenever we're out in a group, she acts like a pick-me girl and even flirts with me. My naive fiancé just says that Eliana is her best friend and that she's only joking around. Eliana has exposed things that my fiancé has done in the past, things she did before we got together, and sometimes she can make her look like a bad person. During the first month of my fiancé being in the USA, things were good, and we talked every day, despite being in different time zones. After a while, though, she started to get cold and wouldn't answer me immediately, blaming it on her studies. I get that she was under a lot of stress, but during the times in which she wouldn't respond to me, Eliana was posting stories on Instagram of them going out and partying. When I asked my fiancé about this, she denied it, but I let her know that I'm okay with her having fun, but she should be careful around Eliana. She assured me that they don't hang out that much, just in the mornings because they live together. I said that I trust her, that I believe her, and I miss her. After that, we went back to talking every day, but 3 weeks ago, Eliana messaged me.
We need to talk.
About what?
I don't like how Jane's been acting lately.
And how has she been acting?
She's been going out a lot, mostly with me, but she's always saying that I shouldn't tell you about it.
Why not?
She doesn't want you to worry.
So why are you telling me this now?
Because she's always flirting with guys, I just thought you should know.
Is she cheating on me?
No, I just thought you guys were fighting or something.
We're not fighting. We're doing just fine. But I'll talk to her about it.
Okay, but don't say that I said anything.
Sure. Soon after I had that chat with Eliana, I FaceTimed Jane. Hey babe, what's going on? Is everything okay? Is there something you need to tell me?
No, I just love and miss you.
I miss you too, babe. But if you're hiding something from me, I won't ever forgive you. You know that I hate lying.
What? I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
Wait.
I told you that I'm busy with my studies.
I know, and I'm sorry, but when you don't answer my calls, I get worried. After that, We spoke for a bit before hanging up, and for the past 3 weeks, Eliana has been keeping me updated. There was nothing major though, and most of the time I didn't even reply, which brings us to 2 days ago when my fiancée told me she was going to study and would be busy the following day. I let her know that I wouldn't be bothering her, but will check in on her from time to time. Soon after, Eliana sent me a text message.
Just so you know, there's a party tomorrow night.
What does that have to do with me?
Well, me and Jane are going.
I immediately called my fiancée, but she didn't answer. But it was 8 in the morning for her, so that was probably why. The next day, though, she still wouldn't answer my calls, and I was trying to contact her at 7 p.m., her time. While I was sleeping, she sent me a message saying that she's studying, and after reading it, I tried to give Eliana a call. She didn't answer me, but sent me a text saying that Jane doesn't deserve me. And when I asked her why, she sent me a video of Jane grinding on some guy's lap while he was rubbing his hands all over her body. My heart dropped when I saw it, and I tried to call my fiancée again, but she didn't pick up. I didn't know what to do, so I FaceTimed Eliana, and she pointed the camera towards my fiancée while she was giving the guy a blowjob. When she noticed the camera, her face went pale, and she tried to grab the phone before Eliana hung up. I immediately sent her a message saying that it was over and she's dead to me. She's been spamming me with calls and text messages since yesterday, saying that Eliana introduced her to the guy she was sucking off. She even said that Eliana pushed her into it, but I blocked her. I'd had enough. Her father called me soon after, asking why Jane was crying and asking if me and her dad had spoken. She'd booked a flight home, but I told him we were done and he could ask her about what happened. After this, Eliana continued to message me, saying that I was too good for Jane, but I quickly blocked her too. I haven't slept since yesterday, and my heart feels like it's been shattered. I loved Jane more than anything, and that's how she repaid me. I don't want to expose her to her family, as we live in a conservative country, so it'd ruin her life. Yesterday was a heck of a day, as my fiancée came back from the USA. Honestly, I didn't think she'd be able to get a ticket so fast. She showed up to my house with her parents, and if they weren't there, I would have closed the door in her face. I told them that they were welcome to my home, but Jane wasn't. In response to that, her mom kept hugging me, asking if they could all come in so we could work things out. We sat down, and her father said he was hurt by me hanging up on him, but I stayed quiet while my fiancée cried nonstop. Her mother went on to say,
"You shouldn't believe everything that Eliana tells you."
"Jane, didn't you tell them what I know?" Jane didn't say a word. She just continued to cry. Well, I don't need to believe her words. I saw her cheating with my own eyes.
What?
She's been lying to me this whole time, telling me that she's studying, but she's really been hooking up with some guy.
I'm so confused. What's going on here? What did you see?
Look, I saw her giving some guy a blowjob at a party, and even have a video of Jane and this guy feeling each other up.
Do you? I want to see it.
No, please don't show it to her.
In that moment, her mother knew that I was telling the truth, while her father looked towards the floor, struggling to breathe as he teared up. Broke my heart to see him like that. I genuinely thought he was going to have a heart attack on the couch. I also didn't get anything out of seeing Jane cry either because I loved her, but that love didn't stop her from cheating on me. She continued to cry, saying that Eliana ambushed her, telling Jane what he doesn't know won't hurt. To that, Jane would respond by saying that she loves me and would never betray my trust like that. Apparently, she went to the party with Eliana because Eliana said that she wouldn't feel safe otherwise, and because they're in a different country, they should have each other's backs. Once they got to the party, Eliana started to flirt with guys and insisted that Jane have a few drinks. Jane doesn't drink, but eventually, she gave in and joined in on the fun. Soon enough, though, she started to feel the effects of it and wanted to leave, but Eliana kept putting it off, and then introduced her to the guy in the video. Eliana said they could get some peace and quiet upstairs, so that's where they went. Eliana, Jane, and this guy all went upstairs, and the whole time, Eliana was the one speaking with him, before they shared a kiss of their own. Again, Jane wanted to leave, but Eliana suggested that she try having some fun for once, before encouraging Jane and this guy to make out. She gave in to the pressure and kissed this guy, and as she did, Eliana was cheering her on. Jane said that she felt dizzy the whole time, and while she noticed that Eliana was filming her, she couldn't really focus on anything. Her mom started screaming at her, saying that she'd disown her, all while crying her eyes out. Her father told me that he sensed that she cheated on me because he knew that I would never hang up the phone and talk to him like that if she hadn't done anything bad. Her mom continued to talk bad about Eliana, saying that she warned Jane multiple times to stay away from her. She even said that Eliana was very clingy when I was around and expected that she'd try to steal me away. While I didn't say anything, Jane continued to apologize, begging me to take her back, but her father got angry, saying that she destroyed her reputation, the love of her life, and that I'd never be able to trust her like before. Jane must have felt like the room was against her, because she ran up and hugged me. I tried to get her off me gently, but her father had to step in, pulling on her with extreme force. I didn't want to see her get hurt, so I yelled, telling him to leave her alone. He backed off, and Jane continued with the waterworks, saying that she will self-delete if I don't want her. In response to that, I told her to sit next to me while I talk, and she did. Her reputation won't be harmed because I have no intention to expose her. I don't forgive her, and I don't think I ever will. I don't even know if what she just told us is 100% true.
We understand. You're like a son to us, no matter what you decide to do.
After a while, they all left, and today, Jane's parents have called me multiple times to check in. They said that Jane is refusing to sleep or eat and badly wants to talk to me. I said they should keep an eye on her to make sure she doesn't do anything stupid, but I don't know what to do from here. Everyone wants to blame Eliana for what happened, but even if it's all true, at the end of the day, it was Jane's responsibility to protect her relationship from outside forces. When two people become a couple, they should see themselves as a unit that the world wants to break. Much like the other cheating stories we explore here, the guy that Jane fooled around with doesn't have to deal with the fallout of her decisions. It's her life that was blown up. Her cheating on OP happened because she made a series of poor decisions. And when you're building a life with someone, you have to be able to trust their judgment about things. People who make bad choices are likely to ruin your life. So I hope that OP can learn a thing or two from this whole catastrophe.